Come back here with another dog Bitcoin video. So you can see overall year to date, Bitcoin market dominance got up to 66%, and it's re-strengthened a little bit the last day, but we're still down about 57.5%, a little above that. It'd be nice to get it down to 55, 56%. It could strengthen another couple percent this week, but I do think that when you look that, for basically since the end of June, we've been working down. You can see Dog right now is $230 million market cap, down about 6%. Slid down to 196 on coin market cap. So it'd be nice to start regaining some of that market dominance, but we'll talk about that in this next slide. So here's the ratios, and a lot of times when I made these clips, the ETH, SHIB, and the SOL Bonk were around more like the 1 to 32 range. So the mother chains were about 32 times larger than the top meme coin. But now you can see that SOL is 66 times bigger than Bonk. ETH is 69 times bigger than Shiba Inu. When you look at Dog, this is the furthest gap I've ever seen. It used to be 4, 5, 6,000, sometimes 2,500, but Bitcoin is 10,264 times larger than Dog. And I've actually this time added BNB and meme core. BNB is 49 times larger than the top meme coin on it. So, and it shows you right now that the meme coins in general have lost some market dominance, because Shiba Inu and Bonk used to just be about 30 times, 35 times smaller than their mother chain. And now it's like 60, 70 pretty much. Now, if Dog just got to where Bitcoin is 500 times larger than it, that'd be 4.6 cents. 200 times larger is 11.5 cents. 100 times larger would be 23 cents. And if it had the same ratio as those others to the mother chain, it'd be 32 cents. Now, I'm not sure it'll go over 5 cents. I think it's, there's a lot. I think some of these prices are on the table, but 1.5 to 5 cents is more realistic, where the 3 to 5 cent range or something. But the higher you go, obviously, I don't think it's going to get up to where it's 70 times smaller than Bitcoin personally, but it shows that we don't need it to get up to that ratio. If it just gets to 500 times smaller than Bitcoin, that could be pretty good for the investors. So yeah, this shows that the meme coins are struggling in general all across the board right now. And it shows you that if we can just make that ratio just a fraction smaller than it is now, or I guess 500 is pretty good. But even if it gets 1,000 times smaller, 1,500 times smaller, we'll be looking pretty good. You can see the rate cuts are pretty much the amount that it's going to be 50 basis points is shrinking, but still, technically on the table, but pretty much, guaranteed rate cut. Not guaranteed, but pretty much almost 100% guaranteed for a 25 basis point. Polymarket's got a little bit bigger odds on the 50 basis points, 7%, but that was up to like 15% at one point. Yeah, Brian Armstrong talking about how they get a ton of questions about why assets get listed on Coinbase. Transparent, they wrote a guide that works. It's a free and merit based, so we'll see. With all the Bitcoin knots, core, it's hard to go on X and not see that. This is Andreas Antonopoulos. I don't know. I'm not very good at pronouncing names like that. This video is back in 2016. It's a 3-minute clip. I'll put a link in the description, basically talking about how we decide spam, or what you might think is spam is not spam. And basically he's saying that if you pay a fee, it's a valid transaction. If something pays a fee and it's a valid transaction with consensus, whether someone wants to filter it out or not, is a valid transaction. And so, obviously if you're watching this video and you're an investor in ordinals or runes, then you're going to be on the side probably that you can have data on the blockchain, Now you can see that there are a lot more people running Bitcoin knots. It's about 26% of the nodes. When you go down and look at the chart here, you can see that it's not all people just switching over, because when you go down and look at the chart here, you can see that the Bitcoin core nodes did go down 1,000 or 1,500 or something. But you can see it's more that you can see that the overall amount of nodes has went up a lot. So it's went from like 21,000 or something up to over like 26,000 roughly. So you can see that there has been a few people that have shifted their core node over to Bitcoin knots, but it's more about people that weren't node runners deciding to run a Bitcoin knots node. So I've never really been, I kind of a couple times thought about running a node, but I'm starting to consider it more. For me, I'd run Bitcoin Core, but that's just me. But yeah, you can see that, if you're interested in that, it might be something to take a look at. So that's all I got. Let me know what you think about, where dog could be heading, where the ratio for Bitcoin to dog could get potentially, and when you might start taking some profit. I might consider peeling a little bit of profit off when it gets over a penny and a half or something, and just slowly dollar cost average out between a penny and a half, and then keep some of my bag in case there is that parabolic crazy banana right at the end. So thanks for watching and have a good day.